We all like video games. We've all experienced medias with just the worst endings though that have ruined good stories for us, you know? And even if a game is really good, it can easily be ruined by a really bad ending. And it's happened before, it'll happen again. Obviously, your definition of a good ending can vary from mine. There are definitely people out there that have defended Game of Thrones. I don't know how, but they do exist, and that's fine if your opinion is different, right? Everybody can be wrong every now and then. And also, this video isn't like an IGN Metacritic top 10. Like, this isn't any statistics, okay? This is just a list of a guy that has been playing games since the GameCube, okay? I've played a lot of story games, and this is a list of the ones that have the best endings that'll just have you sitting back and, you know, thinking, damn. And obviously, spoilers for the games that we talk about, but who cares, right? Like, we both know you're not touching the backlog, so get over yourself. Starting strong with the video game that nobody can talk about without spoiling. Outer Wilds it really is such an impressive game, man. You're basically stuck exploring a galaxy in search for like a fix, only to slowly realize over time that your efforts, similar to the aliens before you, cannot stop the inevitable. You and all your other fellow characters sit around playing one of the best songs in gaming as you watch the whole universe around you end.
Are you there?
Oxenfree is an anomaly for me, okay? I love both the games, but these games are just such a totally different vibe, and like the writing is so nice, and I don't see enough people talk about them. In Oxenfree 1, you play as a character that gets stuck in an infinite time loop on an island after slowly uncovering the mystery of the ghost stuck on it. But in Oxenfree 2, you play as a character slowly going through her own inner turmoil while trying to stop a bunch of kids from releasing the ghost in the first one. And the ending is very emotional, to say the least, after the 4-hour runtime. Basically, you get the choice of deciding whether Riley stays herself and loses both her future child and her life, obviously, freeing Alex from the first game and saving the little kid that's obviously super traumatized. It was a very emotional game. It's not like Before Your Eyes emotional, but it was really good. Both endings always end the paradox started all the way back in the first game.
I think that's all you can do in the face of it. Be comforted. Or...
Never thought it would end like this, huh? Huh, Maria? Tom! No!
Okay, so while Gears of War continues to try and recapture it, the original trilogy ended in the best possible way a war story can, and there's no bringing that back, right? Marcus is able to finally see his dad one last time, the Locusts and their queen are killed, everybody gets to finally go home with the war over. It sucks about Dom, obviously, but, you know, Carmine survived, and despite where the story goes in the future with the Coalition or whatever, they can't take away the ending we got here. It was just an awesome way to end the series, and I hope E-Day can come back and give us some solid multiplayer again.
What's left, Anya? What have we got left now?
Tomorrow, Marcus. We finally got a tomorrow. I saved you. And I'm here to save you again.
So while its initial release had a poorly put together ending with basically no real conclusion, throughout the patches, Baldur's Gate has proven itself to be one of those timeless RPGs, with an amazing send-off to the cast that we all grew to care for. Basically, the party is able to beat the Elder Brain, and you have this nice little epilogue at the camp where everybody just talks about what they've been doing over the last, like, 6 months. Obviously, your choices will vary, but you get to see Karlach get cured, Shadowheart adopts the Owlbear, Lysel can raise the little egg thing that you gave her at the very beginning of the game. It's an awesome way to end the game, and this game was just really special.
I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
No mercy. Let's make this quick. Make her preserve us.
Let's make this quick.
So right off the heels of Baldur's Gate is my absolute favorite game ever made. So while every game in the series has ended with like a cliffhanger to set up the next, Dragon Age Origins, retcon, was originally designed as a one-off, letting the player decide what comes next for the Warden and the companions. You'd choose whether you'd travel the world with Liliana or Zevran, or you'd go visit the Qun with Sten, you'd stay at Alistair's side, or you could go track down Morrigan. They left the ending up to the player, right? Sadly, once they decided to make DLC and continue it into a series, they retconned a lot of the epilogue slides and basically made the player always do the same thing after the game, which sucks, right? But despite how you feel about the series going forward and how Veilguard ends up doing, Origins will always have that original one-off ending, and it has some of the best ending credits of the game. So while Telltale has come and gone, and also came back, I guess, but not really, because they're all leaving again. They were at the top of their game when it came down to writing, man, back in the day. And luckily, despite their poor management and weird obsession with getting every IP possible, they had some real bangers, okay? And luckily, Telltale's The Walking Dead series was popular enough, so whenever Telltale did get the axe, they were able to get the support and staff needed to give it a perfect ending with Skybound Games. And despite all the sadness and depression of the game, you're finally just given this last scene with Clementine, and she's finally able to rest, right? Like she finally finds a safe haven. It's a really good ending, dog.
I'm coming.
Goodbye, E. And never stop fighting.
So say what you will about this game's history or initial release, Cyberpunk is one of the greatest narrative experiences in the modern age. Okay, V is given a choice for each type of player that you could want. You can ride out of Night City with Panam, living out the rest of your last 6 months in peace or searching for a potential cure. You can face off Arasaka alone, being this like badass Night City legend, like the game always alluded to. Or you could just die in that ending, and it's also good. Or, one of the other options. Each of them have their own spin on the Cyberpunk genre, with like a bittersweet ending, and they're all good in their own right? Like there's no bad ending in the game, in my opinion. They're all good, and each of them end with a phone call from each of V's friends, all the people you really care about in the game, and all this is heightened obviously with the Phantom Liberty endings. The game was just really good, and the endings capitalize on that. Okay, it's a great time through and through.
Goodbye, E. And never stop fighting.
Got some money for me, boy? I seen your name in our ledger.
Rockstar might not be able to develop good gameplay, but damn are their writers talented, dude. I mean, it's insane. I mean, everybody already knew where the story was heading, with Arthur never even being mentioned in the first game, but it didn't make it any easier to watch as he redeems himself, and it was even sadder throughout the epilogue where you finally see the events of the first game start to unfold, and you realize that Arthur's entire purpose was meaningless because the cycle of revenge still continues. Really good story, and hot take of mine, we don't need Red Dead 3. The story's over. Quit doing it. We don't need you to go back, okay? If you want Red Dead 3, just go have somebody else make a new Western game. We've done it. You've done it enough. Don't revive this story in any way. Unless you want to do Undead Nightmares. We'd all be down for that.
I'm getting you out of here.
No, you're not. Don't let her go. Don't ever let her go. Send me out with a bang.
It's no secret that Halo has been through the ringer since Bungie's departure, and I'll say right off the bat, I am no fan of current Bungie, right? But I'm also not a fan of 343. But man, did Bungie not cook with this one. I mean, it has one of the best final missions in gaming history. You basically ride on a warthog with the other player, who's Arbiter. I'm assuming everybody else played local co-op, and you ride through an exploding Halo ring with the flood running all around you. The big guys will just blow up and send your cart flying. And yeah, you get this cool little ramp scene, and the music's insane, and it was just such a good way to end the series, man. And yeah, I don't know. There's not much to talk about. It's just, God, Halo 3 was such a cool game.
A memorial to heroes fallen. They ennobled all of us, and they shall not be forgotten.
Reset! Up!
Finally, I can stop thinking about politics and focus on what's important to me. Which is why I came here.
So while the base game of The Witcher 3 still had a great ending, it's one in line that I think will just go down as the perfect send-off for any character in a video game ever. Geralt is finally able to put away his swords and retire into the new home alongside Yen, if you made the right choices, all while giving the player the best fourth wall break that, I mean, even Deadpool would be. Oh God, I'm not saying that. It was just a cool fourth wall break, okay?
After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
And yeah, that's the list. Obviously, there's a lot more good endings to video games. These were just the ones that I felt were just the best. I don't know. Like, they really just made me sit there and watch the credits. It's very rare for a game to do that to you, to where you end it and you just think, that was awesome. You don't think, I want more. You don't think that was way too long, I'm glad it's over. You're just like, perfect. Like, that was exactly what I felt like I should have seen. It's very rare, especially nowadays, right? Also, I don't make that many lists. I've made a couple. This isn't what I do here, but I am planning on making more. If there's a game ending that I didn't put on here that you think deserves on the list, mention it in the comments. Who knows? Maybe there's something and I'll be like, oh shit, right? Like right off the bat, I'm already thinking like Arkham City, you know what I mean? Like, but all right, video's over, so better hurry and scramble for the next one before you get silent. Bye. Yo, if you liked the video, or honestly, even if you didn't, it'd be cool if you liked it. Also, if you want more videos like this in the future, you can subscribe down below. All right, well, I should go.